Hello, my name is Jules Tetreault, and I serve as the Associate Vice President and Dean of Students at Southern Connecticut State University. It is a great pleasure to welcome you, our parents and families, to the Southern family. This is the beginning of what I hope will be a great partnership as we work together to support your student success. I speak to you today not only as the Dean of Students, but also as a parent who is supporting two children who will be beginning their college experiences this fall as well. It is easy to get caught up in the preparations for our students and make this time be solely about them. But as they have become college students, this means that we have become college parents. Let that settle in. We are now college parents. I know, scary, huh? As much of the orientation process is about our students and preparing them for what lies ahead in their transition to college, it is equally important that we take the time to think about our own transition to being a college parent and how that might be different. It is incredibly important for us to take time to reflect on this and highlight even more the importance of our partnership in the support of your student success. A number of years ago, a study was conducted by the Higher Education Institute, and they found that parents are the most influential in their students' choice of college and, most importantly, their persistence to degree. Right? Think about that for a second, right? Of course we are the most influential. Think about how involved we have been in their lives. Think about the hours on the sidelines of the field, in the gym, at the theater, at the dance recital, and my favorite of all, the amount of time that we have spent as their taxi driver. Of course, you are the most influential. They today will not admit that, but you are. Especially with technology at our fingertips these days, right? I can only imagine how many times you've received a text, a snap, a post, a tweet of some sort today. Think about how engaged and involved we are in their lives. I am not going to be the dean who suggests that today is the end of the road, that they are adults and are on their own. Your involvement stops here and stops now. Instead, I'm going to say, I want you to continue to be involved in the life of your student. But I want that involvement to be different. I'm guessing that no one wants their student to come back in 4 years with a degree in hand exactly how they are today. While I know I cannot see you, I can imagine many of you are saying no, hell no, please do something, help. We've all been there, we're all in it together. The reality is, however, if we want them to change, then we must change. Let me say that again. If we want them to change, then we must change. And we have a choice to make. We can choose to change, or we can continue in the same way. But I will suggest that if you choose the path of not changing, you need to be prepared that they are coming back in 4 years, they are living in your basement, and you may not get them out until they're about 40. Think about this. They want to experience college and independence. But in their eyes, what that is only the fun and enjoyable experiences. They want us to continue to take responsibility for everything else. They do not want to think about their bill or making sure that they have everything they need solving issues or conflicts that may appear before them. They want us to do that. And for the last number of years, we have played that role. We all must admit we've played that role at some point or another. I'm sure you have all heard the term helicopter parent. I like to describe a slightly different parent, and that is the snowplow parent. Right? They are sitting on the side of the highway, the plow is down, and they are waiting for that first snowflake to fall. And as soon as it falls, they pounce and they are out there plowing it out of the way. They are out in front, ready to move every obstacle out of the way of their student. This is natural. We do not want our children to face any challenges, or do I dare even say failures. But I challenge you to think about this. I wish I was in the room with you right now when I ask this question. How many of you have always made the best choice in life, especially when you were 18 years old? Typically, when I ask that question in a group of parents, there's always one brave soul who will stand up and attest to this. But of course not. We haven't. We have not always made the best choices, and even today we still don't always make the best choices. But I can guarantee that it was through those choices, it was through those experiences, it was through those failures in which we have become the people we are today. It is now time to offer this experience to our students. This is one of the hardest things to experience during this transition. We move overnight to having made all the decisions for them and being out front to the sideline, helping them, to inform them, to make informed decisions, their own decisions. Although this is the hardest part of the transition, it is the most critical. If we want them to grow, if we want them to become fully functioning adults. While this is scary, there is no better time than now to do this, when we have a team of people, both at the university and you in your home life, together, working together to support them. This is when our partnership becomes so important. I hope that as you participate in some of the family orientation sessions and videos and online information, that we will equip you with some of the tools and information that will help in this work. I would be remiss if I did not take a minute to discuss the Family Education Rights to Privacy Act, or FERPA, which many of you I'm sure have heard of. It is true, and it is indeed quite scary, that once your student enrolls in post-secondary education, they have complete control of their record. Let that settle in for a minute. And given what we know about our kids right now, that's scary. This is when it is extremely important to realize, although we all play different roles in this partnership, we all have the same goal in our sight, and that is your students' success. Now, I know many of you are shifting in your seats right now, and some of you veteran parents who already have students in college are saying, but wait a minute, they can sign a release so that we can talk with them. Absolutely, that is true. They can sign a release. But I'd like to remind you about what I mentioned earlier in this presentation. If we want them to change, then we must change. I encourage you to think about how to approach this information with your sons and daughters, the sharing of record, how we will navigate this experience together, an acknowledgement that I know, you know, and that they know, that you have skin in the game as well. They want us to control those things. I suggest that over the course of the next few weeks and months, that you enter into conversations with your sons and daughters. Talk with them about how are we going to share your grades? How are we going to communicate about your financial record and your bill? They are not thinking about this and actually would prefer us to just control all of this, while they can experience the fun that they envision independence has. Now, there is a number of ways we can talk about situations. I am not suggesting I want you sitting at home concerned and saying, I'm not going to call because they're not going to talk to me. You need to know that we want you to call. We can listen, and you will add so much more to the situation. It is together that we work and understand what's going on and how to best inform and support a situation. We can have hypothetical conversations that can help to provide some information to you as well. However, if something is going on in the classroom, it affects them socially. If it's socially, it impacts them familiarly. Relationships are impacted. Our students do not compartmentalize their lives, and it is in these times that we must work together even more. The last thing I want to talk about is over the next 4 years, it will be like riding a roller coaster. For those who have students who will be living in the residences, let me use an example to describe what I mean. I think this is relevant for those who will be living at home as well. Your student is going to move into the residences, and in the first week you are going to get a call. No, wait a minute. They don't call, they don't know how to dial numbers and talk on the phone. But they are going to communicate with you in some way, and I promise you we're going to work on this. But it's going to go like this. You'll get a snap, a post, a tweet, a text, a direct message, a DM in some way, and it will say, my roommate is great. They are my soulmate. We do everything together. We are best friends. Where have they been my whole life? Are you sure they are not my twin? Now, many of you right now are shaking your heads in disbelief. That's not going to happen. I know my kid. By week 3 or 4, you're going to get that same type of communication, only it's going to go like this. I cannot stand my roommate. They are so loud. They make a mess. They don't clean up after themselves. They are just so rude. It is here that you have a choice to make. You can ride the roller coaster with them and their emotions, or you can be the one who tries to be the steady foundation. It is here that I want you to think about whether you are out front or coaching from the sideline. This will be an emotional journey as well as an academic one. You can choose to go up and down on every ride and with every emotion, or you can try to stay steady to the end. This is your choice, but I'm telling you, if you choose to ride the roller coaster, you will be exhausted by week 6. These changes are natural as they develop relationships and navigate things that they have never navigated or may not have developed the skill to navigate it yet. This is not easy work. In fact, I find it much easier to talk about from my perspective as a dean versus my role as a parent. We are all in this together, going through this, and we need to rely on each other. I look forward to our relationship and our partnership. I look forward to supporting your students' success and seeing them graduate in 4 years, not just with a degree, but with the skills, competencies, and knowledge to be successful in life. I know we can do this, we can get through this, but it is so critical and important that in order for this to work, we must reflect on our own self, our own relationships, be willing to change, be willing to experience the unknown and to put the trust in the fact that you've done your job. They are ready. They are ready for this step, and we are so ready to be on this journey with you to help them to achieve not only their degree, but achieve a life of happiness and success. I look forward to the day that we can meet in person, but look forward more importantly to this journey of success, this journey of ups and downs together, supporting each other, supporting your student, and supporting our community. Have a great day. Thank you.